Welcome back to How to Souls. My name is Rach and today we're going to look at how to beat the stray demon hidden underneath the undead asylum. So unlike our friend the asylum demon, the stray demon does pack a bit of a punch and can be quite difficult to learn how to defeat. But there is a super easy method you can employ so that you can slowly whittle him down. First of all, it goes without saying, do defeat the two little hollows in this room. If they drop down into the boss arena with you, they can be a bit of a pain and you don't need anything else to worry about during this boss fight. So once we drop down, we will immediately lose some health. So a good idea could be is just to kindle this bonfire to make sure that you've got 10 Estus flasks, because you are going to be wasting one as soon as you drop down there. With a healthy 10 heals, a good shield and a good weapon, it's time to head down into the stray demon boss fight. So this boss does have a weapon which does physical damage, but it also has AoE attacks which do magic damage. So if you're going to want an extra little bit of protection against those, you can make sure that your armor has good magic defense and your shield has good magic block, which mine actually doesn't at the minute. However, if I was to equip this cracked round shield, it does only have 65% physical, so I'm going to take my chances with the knight shield. A shield which does have much better magic resistance is the Crest Shield, which you can get by fighting Oscar of Astora during your return to the Undead Asylum. If you'd like to learn how to get yourself one of those, you can check out my video in the top right in the cards now. When you believe you are suitably equipped and ready to head into the fight, then it's time to do this. Head into the middle of the room and you will drop down. The boss does give you a few seconds just to quickly orientate yourself, and then I want you to head behind him. Don't heal right away because, as always, we only heal right after the boss is attacked. So we're going to wait for a good moment, perhaps if he's going to do an AoE attack. Oh, he's jumping up, that's fine, that's perfect. Okay, get your first heal in. So for this boss, we're mainly going to be sticking near his bum, which is easier said than done when he likes hanging out near the wall. He has a ton of health, depending on how early in this game that you head to him. So this will be a long fight, so buckle up and prepare for this to last quite a long time. The boss only has 3 main attacks that you should worry about if you are hanging out near his bum and tail. He has this one slow AoE attack that has a big area of effect that does stretch to behind him, so you want to make sure that you back off when you see him start to raise his weapon like that, because if you are right up against him, that attack will hit you. If you do manage to stray in front of him, he can be known to either swing his weapon or do his forward-facing cone attack. Oh, he's doing the weapon one. He also has a butt drop attack, much like his Asylum Demon brother, that you do need to make sure that you back off from, because it does have a decent area of effect. So once you see him land to the ground, you're free to move in and get your hit on him. I'm using the Drake Sword currently, which is doing 53 damage a hit, which is not incredible, but I've done much worse, so it's just a case of making sure that you're far enough away, only taking 1 or 2 hits at a time. Not really giving him the chance to attack with his weapon is key. I do recommend not using lock-on for this fight, because the boss is so large and he does tend to like hanging around the sides of the room. I actually find this a lot easier if you're able just to keep your camera centered on the ground here. I do find it quite easy to hit his tail, because it does mean you can hit him from somewhat of a range and you've got less distance to back off. If you keep moving in right after his attacks, he should not attack too much with his halberd. That was his forward-facing magic attack, which is a lot faster to cast than his weapon-based magic attack. This one here, I'm going to call that his stabbing into the ground attack. So he has his butt drop, which we punish and then head back around. Well, punish, tickling his toes. He has his weapon-based AoE, stabbing into the ground, which we do need to back off from, but then we can head back and tickle his tail. And if you do stray in front of him, he does have a very quick cast, forward-facing magic attack. Hang around in front of him too long and he will start to attack with his halberd, which I don't recommend. It's a little bit harder to avoid, and if you do try to block it, it will eat through your stamina pretty easily. You can technically fight this boss quite early on, however, because of his high HP and high defenses, it will take you some time to do. But if you employ enough patience and avoid getting hit by any of his attacks, you should manage it no bother. As long as you stay near his back and bum and tail and don't get too greedy running back in when he's in the middle of an AoE attack. If you think you are just a little bit too close, rather than turning around and running or trying to dodge, you can just raise your shields and it will take the most of the damage, which is why we recommended getting the crest shield, just in case you do need to quickly block one of the magic attacks. It's always a better idea to block than it is to just eat it. So he's jumped off there, which means he is trying to cast right on me. You want to just make sure you get behind him again as soon as possible. I'm going to see if I can get him to do that again for you. Okay, there's a halberd attack. So that was because it was vertical. You want to dodge to the sides for that. I find if you dodge towards him as well, you're going to take much less damage even if it does hit you, rather than if you dodge away and get hit by the sharp end of the halberd. That's going to hit you a lot harder. So it's all about deciding, right, can I avoid this hit? Am I going to take this hit? And how can I take this hit in the softest way possible? I always find that cone there is much bigger than it looks, so it's always a good idea just to make sure you're entirely safe. Thankfully it doesn't have any lingering effects. Once the sound effect is finished, it's no longer harmful, so you will get used to the timing. Once the aural version of the explosion is over, you're free to walk back in. The visuals do hang around a little bit later than the sounds do, so go by the sounds, I would say. With any luck, you'll get him into this really nice little routine of doing butt drops and these AoE attacks. While he's doing that, we can heal no bother. Plenty of S's, like I did say, for making mistakes. Unless you have very, very low health, defenses, no armor, etc., he shouldn't one-shot you with anything except for maybe the halberd attack, maybe. If you get hit right by the tip, I could see that. And if you were running, possibly it might crit you. Other than that, I think you can pretty safely survive one of his AoE attacks if you do get hit by that. Just bear in mind, if you do get hit, you're likely to be staggered, fall to the ground, sort of get up slowly kind of thing. Don't panic. Don't heal right away because he'll just hit you with another one. Just try and make sure you can get behind him again as quickly as possible, and then while he is doing a nice butt drop or a nice ground stab AoE, then you've got plenty of time to heal. He's not very bright, is he? Okay, with enough patience, he'll go down. And depending how early you're doing this, you'll be rewarded with a chunky amount of souls. 8,000 souls, if I recall. 20,000! 20,000 souls, which depending on how early you're doing this could be potentially fantastic. 1 humanity, 1 homeward bone, and a titanite slab for the final upgrade on a titanite upgraded weapon. So that was Stray Demon. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to learn more about all the wonderful secrets that the Undead Asylum and Dark Souls in general has to offer, be sure to subscribe to check out my other videos. I do tips videos as well as full walkthroughs for all kinds of Soulsborne games. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in those ones.